The next type of tissue to talk about is connective tissue. And there are two types of connective tissue, but I'm going to treat them separately. The first is loose connective tissue. Loose connective tissue is going to have the following components. We have a matrix. Whoops. Let me get my ink here. We have a matrix. We have cells. And we have protein fibers. So the matrix, another way to explain it is it's an amorphous ground substance or a gel. It's well hydrated. And this is where the cells and the proteins are suspended. Now, because it's largely liquid, one of its abilities is to allow for the passage of ions and small molecules through the tissue. So the ions in these small molecules are going to move from the blood in the blood vessels into a tissue. Another portion that happens here in the matrix is immune system response, which is called the inflammatory response. And that is going to happen when invaders such as bacteria, viruses, enter the body and start to infect cells. And the inflammatory response is going to kick off a chain of events that the body is going to use in order to protect itself against these invaders. So inflammation is going to occur here in this gelatinous matrix. There are also cells that exist within the matrix, within the loose connective tissue. These are largely fibroblasts. And it's the fibroblasts that secrete the matrix. And they also produce the protein fibers. There are three different kinds of protein fibers that you're going to find in loose connective tissue. The first is elastin, which is going to offer flexibility. The second component is collagen. And the third is reticulum. And these offer strength. You're going to find connective tissues beneath the epithelial membranes, but it's also going to contribute to the formation of organs. And it's going to kind of bind sheets of tissue together in order to form organs and glands. So forming organs and glands would be the first function. It's going to connect structures to one another, so it's going to offer stability. And it's also, because of the well-hydrated gelatinous material that's called the matrix, it's going to allow for gas and nutrient exchange between the blood and cells of tissues. It's also the site of the inflammatory response of the immune system. So that is everything we have for loose connective tissue. Now let's take a look at the dense connective tissue. Dense connective tissue is somewhat a little bit more disorderly than the loose connective tissue. You're going to find this dense irregular connective tissue in the dermis of the skin, which is the middle layer of skin, which we'll talk about in our next unit. It's also going to be found in large tubular organs, such as those that are found in the digestive system. Some of the functions of dense connective tissue is to offer stability and to offer strength. Stability because it's going to bind various tissues together. But this is also going to offer protection. And I'm just going to draw an arrow over here so that I have more room to write. But it offers protection because it will allow organs to undergo mechanical stress in all directions, but it's so strong that it won't tear. So it offers strength to the organs that it surrounds. So I'm just going to jot that down here for you. Allows organs to sustain or experience mechanical stress in all directions without tearing. So in our dense connective tissue, we also have dense collagen 1 fibers, or just dense collagen fibers, that's all you need to know, which are very strong. We have fibroblasts. And we also have the matrix. Now, although the matrix is similar in dense and loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue differs from loose because in dense, the most abundant part is the collagen fibers. While in loose connective tissue, the most abundant part is the matrix. And that's all that I have for you to know about dense connective tissue. Thanks.